All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tackle our Unit 7 information. Fair amount of information here, but probably not a lot of test questions that are gonna come from it. So I'm gonna try to buzz through this quickly. Your first blank there is evolution. There's just a definition there, includes all the changes in characteristics and diversity of life that have occurred throughout time. Natural selection is the mechanism for how evolution works. There may be a question related to that. Darwin, that's your blank there. Notice that animals reproduce a lot, but that populations stay fairly stable. And he figured that this means that not all organisms that are born survive into adulthood, and that led him to the idea of survival of the fittest. Not everybody makes it, only those who are most fit to survive. Some variations will allow those possessing them to survive to reproduce better than those without. Which individuals will survive is often not a matter of luck. Populations show variation. Individuals are not identical, and some of those variations are more suitable for survival than others. So they differ in many different traits. A heritable trait, that's our next blank there. Heritable, H-E-R-I, table. These are traits that could be passed down from one generation to the next. Some of the traits found in the population enhance that ability to survive and reproduce. The favored traits then spread throughout a population over many generations. Then this allows the species to become adapted to its environment. Over time, these changes can also lead to the formation of new species. Big one here, at least as far as my class goes, I don't know if it'll be on the test or not, but individuals do not evolve. Individuals do not evolve. Populations do over time. 7.2, invertebrates. So this is the part where there's probably not going to be much on the test related to this. Invertebrates are animals without a backbone. Moving down to the next one, sponges are our most simple organisms. They have no organs. They're sessile, meaning they attach to a hard surface. They're filter feeders that collect food by filtering the water through canals in their body. For our cnidarians, these are our coral, our jellies, our polyps. This includes anemones as well. Polyps have a sac-like body with the tentacles facing upward, whereas a medusa has the body on top and the tentacles facing downward. Allows them to swim, kind of, not very well. Marine worms are the next level of complexity. They have what's called bilateral symmetry. That's your blank there. Bilateral symmetry. Which is the same on both sides, split down the middle, similar to humans. Split down the middle, roughly the same on both sides. I wrote cnidarians there, that's not right. That should be mollusks. Includes clams, snails, octopus, and others. They're typically going to have a soft body enclosed in a calcium-based shell. Fix that answer, excuse me. So mollusks there. Types of mollusks include gastropods, which may commonly include snails, limpets, and nudibranchs. 2, you have bivalves, which have a compressed body within a enclosed hinged shell. So oysters and clams and mussels are examples of bivalves. Then you have cephalopods. These are our most intelligent and most mobile mollusks. This includes your octopus, your squid, and your cuttlefish as well. These tend to be agile swimmers and are the best hunters of the mollusk group. Arthropods, this is our next group. This is the largest phylum, over 1 million known species, including insects on land, and the blank we're looking for there is crustaceans. So examples would be lobster, crab, shrimp. As they grow, they form a new shell under the old one. They molt their exoskeleton, similar to a lot of insects on land. Flipping the page to 7.3, marine fish, our jawless fish, or agnatha. Our examples include lampreys and hagfishes. Lampreys is what we're putting there. They've got a muscular, circular mouth with there's a row of teeth that goes all the way around. Then we get to our cartilaginous fish. These are sharks, rays, skates, and ratfishes. Sharks are what's going in the blank there. They have a skeleton made of cartilage, not bone. Many are carnivorous. You do have a few that are filter feeders, including the whale shark, which is the largest of all fish. Sharks have sensory organs that help them to detect electrical currents. Then moving down to bony fish. That's your blank there, bony. These are fish that have a skeleton that is actually composed of bone and not cartilage. Typically have flat bony scales. A lot of times they're going to have a swim bladder that's going to help them determine their buoyancy, where they want to be vertically in the water. Fish have two-chambered hearts as opposed to the four-chambered hearts that we have as humans. Most fish use broadcast spawning, their method of releasing the eggs and sperm directly into the water. There are some that do internal fertilization and live birth, but not many. And 7.4, marine reptiles, birds, and mammals. Reptiles breathe air. They're usually going to lay their eggs on land. 7 species of sea turtles, all are either threatened or endangered. Body of a sea turtle is enclosed in a shell or carapace. That's your blank there. C-A-R-A-P-A-C-E. Jumping down to sea snakes, which can be found in India. Bites are rare, but they are deadly when those bites do happen. Marine iguanas exist in the Galapagos only. So we're looking for Galapagos there. Seabirds, birds that nest on land but then feed exclusively or at least in part on marine organisms. They have feathers that are coated with oil that form a glandular secretion that waterproofs the body. And the bird's beak is going to be related to its feeding style. Almost there. Our mammals, a couple categories here of mammals. We have pinnipeds, which is where our seals, lions, walruses are going to be. Order Carnivora is going to include our sea otters, marine otters, and polar bears. Our order Sirenia is going to be dugongs and manatees, very similar but on opposite sides of the world. And then we have for our cetaceans. This is where we're going to have our whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Speaking of whales, a couple notes here. Baleen whales are filter feeders. Take in a huge mouthful of water containing krill or other small fish, that kind of thing. The baleen is the actual, it's kind of teeth, but not really. It traps the prey inside the mouth, forces them into the back of the mouth, and then they swallow. There are 13 species of baleen whales, including the right whale, gray whale, blue whale, and humpback whale are the most well-known. And then our toothed whales, our simple peg-like teeth that they have. They vary considerably in the number and the size of teeth that they have among species, but these teeth are intended for grabbing and tearing, not for chewing. They don't really chew their food. They just grab out a bite and then are able to take to swallow large bites. Diets include fish, squid, bottom invertebrates. So this is where our dolphins, porpoises, belugas, narwhals, sperm whales, and then our last blank there, orcas or killer whales. And then it also includes river dolphins and beaked whales. Kind of a long one there. Don't spend a ton of time studying this particular lesson. I would focus on the other ones. I don't imagine too many questions are going to come off of here. Have a good one. Check back later for Unit 8. Peace.